What up guys, Nakamoto Crypto here. So, do you remember when I made this video a couple of days ago, and in it I told you that DeFi is going to change the game over the next 10 years in crypto? Well, this right here has just confirmed it. The National Bank of Switzerland, one of the biggest banks in the world, their officials that just came out and said this about DeFi and also central bank digital currencies onboarding DeFi. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get right onto it. So, dude says a combination of centralization and decentralization is a perfect mix for the development of crypto and also DeFi. So, therefore, central bank digital currencies, they can, I know people hate central bank coins, but they can actually work well with decentralized finance, which is DeFi, and they have a lot of potential to boost DeFi adoption, according to a Swiss bank official. Why did this guy say this? He says CBDCs, they could provide more stability and also lower risk to the development of DeFi. Who's this dude's name? Thomas Moser. He's a governing board member in the Swiss National Bank. This is absolutely amazing. You have now one of the biggest banks in the world. Their officials is coming out watching DeFi and predicting what is DeFi going to do and the growth and how it is going to be over the next few years. He says in order to grow, DeFi needs stable money, right? Which is why stable coins were invented in the first place, just, particularly for DeFi. And stable coins clearly have done that. They have helped DeFi to become more popular. If you notice Tether, USDC, BUSD, most of these stable coins are actually helping DeFi. People are using them to onboard, getting in and out of DeFi, making their money. Now, despite being on the polar opposites, centralization and decentralization in digital currencies can actually work together, as centralization is not actually bad for DeFi. Remember, a few weeks ago I made a video about just watching Craig Grant breaking down that how in Jamaica young people have now onboarded the central bank digital currency. Jamaica have got their own CBDC now, and young people started to use that CBDC, getting into DeFi, making their money with NFTs and investing, and then getting out of DeFi via that CBDC. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is the more centralized central bank digital currency. Banks are getting on board and they are creating their stables, which is even more stable than the stables that we're using in regular DeFi, because of what's been happening with those stables. Luna Classic stable coin gone to zero. All these other questionable algorithmic stable coins that could potentially collapse one day. With central banks, you don't have to take that risk at all because it is backed by trillions of dollars pretty much. So he noted that major stable coins in crypto right now, like USDT, Tether, and the USDC coin, are most widely used in DeFi, but both of which are actually centralized. People cry decentralization all the time. We want to be decentralized. We want to be decentralized. But then Tether is centralized, USDC is centralized, and you're using it for DeFi. So why do you have a problem with central bank digital currencies coming over to do the same thing and they are also centralized? It's kind of hypocritical, double-edged sword thing. So he says, therefore, something centralized has already helped DeFi quite a lot already, which is a valid point. So unlike Tether or USDC, a central bank digital currency would entail lower risk for DeFi than a redeemable stable coin, because central bank money does not entail counterparty risk. You don't need a counterparty risk, for example, relying on an algorithmic stable coin and all of that stuff for this to succeed. When you wake up one day and Luna collapses and all of your savings are gone to zero, because people believe in stables. They put their money into stable coin rather than banking. Banks are noticing that. They're coming out with their own stables, which is fair. So a central bank cannot go bankrupt, which is, we haven't seen that yet, since it issues irredeemable money. There you have it. So other types of digital currencies, he says, include cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum. They are also irredeemable, which implies there's no counterparty risk on those as well. However, their prices are not stable. That's the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, in that with stable coins, you're speculating, they're speculative assets, they're going up and down. With a stable coin that a bank creates, it'll be solid, backed by the Reserve Bank, you ain't got nothing to worry about. People always say, well, the government is spying on us and it's just centralized the stable coins, CBDCs. I don't like them because they're centralized. But yet you're using centralized Tether and centralized USDC, You've been banking with these same banks that you hate for your whole life, and never have they ever done anything bogus to you. People always want to be on their corner, say, yeah, well, I want to be decentralized, fully decentralized. But then when you're fully decentralized, you're getting scammed right and left, you're losing your money here and there. The central bank digital currencies would help you avoid all of that with your own safety, keeping your money safer pretty much, because that's what your regular banking has been doing for many years since you was born. Imagine going to the bank to get some money out and they tell you, well, we got exploited today. Has that ever happened in your life? There you have it. So he says, the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum in that their price is not stable enough to support sustainable DeFi growth. He also says algorithmic stable coins would also not entail counterparty risk. But so far, we haven't seen a successful algorithmic stablecoin with the collapse of Luna Classic and all of that. Now, he got inspired by reading an SNB from the blockchain firm Cypherium. Cypherium publishes a lot of great articles on the future of DeFi and crypto in general, and linking them with the banking system. So a joint paper on the blockchain technology, and the study concluded that central bank digital currencies could actually serve as a useful tool to stabilize the cryptocurrency economy, including the DeFi sector. And this is absolutely true, guys. These CBDCs that people hate on so much because they are highly centralized, they're coming in onboarding billions of customers. They're not just coming in here empty-handed. They probably, if DeFi is successful, they're going to be presented to their customers, and they are going to do their best to protect their investors. That's why regulations is needed into DeFi, because when regulatory clarity comes into DeFi, it comes into effect, you're gonna see these banks coming in with billions of customers. But you want to talk about mass adoption? That's mass adoption. Because the everyday regular banking people, when you go to work, when you go to the market, to the store, nobody's talking about DeFi like that. They don't even know crypto, let alone DeFi. Imagine those everyday banking people have some kind of access to DeFi via a central bank digital currency. How is that bad for crypto and DeFi? If anything, that's the best thing that would ever happen to crypto and DeFi, period. They're not coming in here to compete. They're coming in here to literally bringing customers in so they can onboard things. They are trying their best to understand what crypto is, what DeFi is. If it works in Jamaica, where young people are happily using CBDCs without getting spied on by the government, or government is always spying on you anyway. So if you ain't got nothing to hide, you ain't got nothing to worry, period. So these CBDCs are here to stay. Whether they are going to be successful or they're going to fail, who cares? The fact of the matter is they're bringing in mass adoption. They have more customers than DeFi is 1% of the 1%. So we are nothing next to crypto in, let alone the broader world market space. So therefore, if they're bringing in more customers, that is a plus for DeFi long term. People were talking about fiat on-ramps into DeFi. Now you got them. They're coming. So the paper specially mentioned recent remarks by Banque de France. Their governor, Francois Villeroy de Gallo, he argued that central bank digital currencies are actually not about the big brother central bank threatening the free world of decentralized financing, but rather he stressed that central bank would be actually providing further tools to help DeFi become more successful and sustainable. They know they cannot control decentralized finance fully, so they have to get on board, and this is exactly what they are doing. Why do you think I like coins like electroneum and that? Because they're dealing with central banks and CBDCs, with the Digital Pound Foundation being created. It's literally those three coins: electroneum, quant. I've talked about quant. Go back and watch my quant video, and also XRP. Sometimes I'm critical of XRP, but hey, if they pull a wool over the SEC's eyes on this XRP lawsuit, Ripple lawsuit, and they win it, imagine where XRP is gonna go. It's gonna set the bar for everybody, and the SEC is gonna be more careful next time going after a crypto project. And that will be a huge win. Ripple, Quant, and Electroneum. check out those coins, man. I talk about a lot of projects in crypto. Most of them I'm not even invested in, but my true investments are long-term plays that I truly believe in, and they're gonna shine and prosper in the future. This is where you want to be putting your money long-term, and hopefully you can secure your place in financial success and financial freedom. Nowadays, you guys are lucky. We have passive incomes, projects like Furio, Drip, Elephant Money, and all of that. You can actually use that money, if you become successful in them, to buy some more of these long-term altcoin plays. Because let's say you made $100,000 with your Elephant Money tokens. You maxed out on your Elephant, and then instead of sitting on that money, you can actually multiply it by just putting $50,000 back into the broader crypto market. I'm talking about split it between Cardano or Ethereum, doesn't matter, Binance BNB. By the time of the Bitcoin halving of 2024, and you've seen exactly what would happen a year later, it will probably multiply your money by 3 or 4 times. If you have a chance to do that, then yeah, why not? Because passive income plays are good, but what they're not telling you about passive income plays is they're not here to stay long term. You can wake up one day, there's an exploit. You can wake up one day, the developer that you did not even know this was possible, the developer would hit a exit function on the contract and proxy the whole thing and take all the money, and everybody loses their coins. So as long as you're making money, you're happy, it's cool. But you also have to take cautionary tales with all of these ROI dApps and smart contract platforms. I always tell this to people: passive income is good, so as long as it's safe, it's sustainable, long term, it is here to stay. So you play with them, but you also take some profit along the way, because you never know with these ROI dApps. One day you're gonna wake up, the bridge burns, everybody's jumping off, and you be left at the tower holding everybody's bags, surrounded yourself by a blaze of fire. So that also have to be taken into account. So it's not just about the yin. The yang would also make sense. I'm saying that to train your mind into just not believing that these ROI dApps are here to stay for a very, very long time. You don't know what the future holds. So as long as they're here, take some profits along the way. And also, while you're compounding, you're hydrating, take some profits along the way, so that you can secure yourselves, at least if something bad happens along the line, you don't lose all of your money. It's good to play with Furio, it's good to play with Drip, it's good to play with Elephants, Passive, The Animal Farm, and all these other ROI dApps. In my bear market years back in the days, we didn't have that. We was just running around looking for which passive income platform worked. We keep getting wrecked from P3D to Tron Chain to all these other ones there. But nowadays, hopefully these things here would last enough for you to make money, positioning yourself by the next bull market to make exponential life-changing gains to the point where you don't even have to work. This is where I'm at. This is where you should be positioning yourself to secure a future like that. So there you have it. That was the central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, that are going to be onboarding DeFi with many customers, because you know who's backing them, banks, and you know who backing banks, the Reserve Bank. This is where the real money is. I believe that if they come on board, they are going to be more help and less harm to the future, rather than what everybody else is telling you, that CBDCs are bad for crypto and all of that. Well, let the future hold. Maybe if they're bad, we was wrong. We go back to our regular stable coins, Tether, USDC, BNB, BUSD, the ones that actually work. But either way, it's good innovation. Give them a chance to get in to crypto, especially DeFi, and then see where did this take off. Because I believe that they have mass adoption behind them. The mass adoption that we all been dreaming for is around the corner, and it is coming. Now, I always say within the next decade, but probably within 4 or 5 years, because every 4 years, right, if you notice, the adoption of crypto increases, and it increases. We're still not even 1% of the global investing market yet. I'm talking about Bitcoin and just crypto in general. Still not even touching that. So if Bitcoin gets to if crypto gets to like a $10 trillion market cap, taking over the market cap of gold, imagine where DeFi would be. That's the power of crypto. Never fully sell all of your cryptocurrencies. Still hold on to some of it, and then you'll be all right. Positioning yourself at each bull market you navigated, and then you'll be Gucci. With that being said, let us know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on central banks' digital currencies? Do you like central banks or do you hate central banks? It doesn't matter. Just put it in the comment below. Let me know what are your thoughts. Do you agree with this video? Do you disagree with this video? Is cool. Let me know your thoughts, and yeah, let's hear you out. With that being said, like up the video, share it, subscribe for some crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.